My name is Olivia Vandenberg. I'm a senior. I play the role of Lainey. The play is essentially, the backstory is that my character Lainey and her husband Michael, they're a married couple. They were living in Beirut in Lebanon in the 80s, teaching, and her husband Michael is captured by terrorists and held hostage. She doesn't know where he is, and she eventually moves back to the United States and continues to try to find him with the help of the government, and she ends up calling in a reporter to help her kind of instigate things and to make the government, put pressure on the government. And so she's transformed her husband's office into a room that she feels captures the essence of what he's experiencing. So that's where the title of the play comes from. You have the office, which has been converted into basically a cell, and that same area is used as Michael's holding cell. So you also see Michael kind of dealing with his captivity, and it's it's very moving. The relationship with the cast was very easy from the beginning. Luckily, we were all juniors and seniors, and so we knew each other pretty well. I had worked with the director, Rick Barber, before, so we have like a little bit of a shorthand going on in terms of communication, which makes his notes to me and my responses to him go pretty smoothly. And the show, the material is very hard. It's very difficult to kind of get into every night, and the director really took great care with us, with the actors, and made sure that it was a comfortable environment, and that we had a warm up each night, and there were moments when we kind of needed to release into laughter, and he allowed that, which was very nice. And the cast in and of itself is very warm, and we're very comfortable with each other. In terms of a line that is the most interesting in the play, Lee Blessing, the writer, is very talented, and there are a lot of really great lines that are the type of lines that you wish you could say, that you could think of in everyday life. Really great kind of digs, or really great moments of realization or epiphanies. So with that being said, I don't really think that there's one that's the most interesting. It really depends on the context of the scene. The whole script is pretty much riddled with interesting things, with interesting lines that shed a lot of insight into the character that's saying them. So each character has got, Walker and Ellen and Lainey and Michael all have phenomenal things that they get to say at different periods of the play. And so without really giving anything away, I think that it just depends on the context. The only other thing that I think is important to say is just that this piece was written about events that occurred in the 80s, and it's modeled after events that occurred in the 80s, but it's still, you wouldn't, despite the costumes, you wouldn't really know, because it's still happening today, and it's incredibly relevant and poignant and moving, and that's one of the things that I think attracted all of the cast members to it, and I'm sure the director. And I think that's also part of its power, and it's quite an experience. Yeah.